Setting, a temporal tavern outside of time. Hi, I am Augustus Caesar, the first Roman emperor, an administrative genius, master of passive-aggressive politics, wearing a pristine toga.
Hi, I am Ramesses II, an Egyptian pharaoh, literal living god, deeply obsessed with my own monuments, gold, and eyeliner.
Hi, I am Leonidas, the Spartan king, hypermasculine, intensely laconic, speaks in short, blunt sentences, hates paperwork, loves pain.
I must say, Augustus, your empire has always fascinated me. Mostly because you managed to build it without a single decent pyramid. How do your souls even find the underworld? Do they just wander around your dusty columns?
We don't need mountains of stone to prove our permanence, Ramesses. We have the law. We have roads. And frankly, our gods don't have ibis heads, which makes scheduling meetings much easier.
Roads are for cowards who are afraid of mud. Real men walk through swamps. Who started Rome? Slaves?
Actually, we started as an asylum for outcasts, thieves, and runaway slaves. Founded by twin brothers raised by a wolf around 753 BC. Romulus ended up killing Remus over a dispute about wall height. Very symbolic, really.
Ah, fratricide. A classic foundation myth. Though raising kids by wolves explains your terrible table manners. So, you had kings?
For a bit. 7 kings, to be exact. The last one, Tarquin the Proud, was such an unbearable tyrant that the Roman people kicked him out in 509 BC and swore an oath, "Never again shall Rome be ruled by a king."
Good. Kings get fat. Spartiates have 2 kings. We balance each other out by staring at each other angrily. What did Rome do?
We invented the Republic. We had a Senate, a room full of wealthy, old men who yelled at each other until they agreed on how to tax the poor. They elected 2 consuls every year to run the army.
Wait. You changed your supreme rulers every single year? How did you ever get anything built? It takes 20 years just to get the limestone blocks carved for a decent tomb.
It was a feature, not a bug, Ramesses. It stopped anyone from becoming a dictator. And it worked beautifully while we conquered Italy. We defeated the Samnites, the Etruscans, and then we met Carthage.
Carthage. Hannibal. Good warrior. Used elephants. Madman.
Maddening, more like. Hannibal crossed the Alps with those oversized gray monsters and slaughtered our legions at Cannae in 216 BC. But Rome's true superpower wasn't that we couldn't be beaten, it was that we refused to admit when we were beaten. We just kept drafting more citizens until Scipio Africanus finally defeated Hannibal at Zama. We literally salted the earth of Carthage so nothing would grow there again.
Intense. I usually just write a massive poem on a temple wall claiming I won, even if it was a tie, like I did at Kadesh against the Hittites. Salting the earth seems like a waste of good agriculture.
It sent a message. By 146 BC, we owned the Mediterranean. We called it Mare Nostrum, our sea. But that's when the real trouble started. All that wealth, all those slaves from conquests. It broke the system. The poor got poorer because slave labor stole their jobs. The rich generals got so powerful that their armies were more loyal to them than to Rome.
Soldiers loyal to money, not the state. Weak.
Exactly. Enter the warlords. Sulla, Marius, and eventually, my great-uncle, Julius Caesar.
Ah, Julius. I believe my descendant Cleopatra knew him rather well. He was bald, wasn't he?
He wore a wreath to cover it. But yes, Julius conquered Gaul, got incredibly rich, and when the Senate told him to disband his army and come home, he said, "The die is cast," crossed the Rubicon River with his legion, and marched on Rome. He won the Civil War and declared himself dictator for life.
For life? That didn't last long.
44 days, to be precise. On the Ides of March, 44 BC, a bunch of senators stabbed him 23 times right in the Senate House. They thought they were saving the Republic.
And did they? And did they?
Idiots caused another 13 years of civil war. I was only 18, but Julius left me his name and his money in his will. I teamed up with Mark Antony, hunted down the assassins, and then Antony got distracted by your charming Cleopatra. They tried to fight me for the whole world. I crushed them at the naval battle of Actium in 31 BC.
Then you became king.
Heaven forbid, Leonidas. Remember the oath? No kings. I was much smarter than Julius. I kept the Senate, kept the elections, kept the offices. I just held all the actual power. I called myself Princeps, first citizen. I didn't wear a crown, I just wore a slightly nicer toga and controlled the entire treasury and army. I turned Rome from a city of brick into a city of marble.
So, first citizen, you managed to lie your way into a monarchy. I respect the hustle. We Egyptians just say the sun god Ra birthed us, which cuts down on the paperwork. What happened after you died?
I established the Pax Romana, 2 centuries of relative peace and stability. But my immediate family line. Well, genetics can be cruel. My stepson Tiberius was miserable and hid on an island. Then came my great-grandson, Gaius, better known as Caligula.
Caligula. The one who went to war with the ocean?
Yes. He marched the legions to the English Channel, got cold feet, and ordered the soldiers to collect seashells as spoils of victory over Neptune. He also tried to make his favorite horse, Incitatus, a consul.
Frankly, I've met some politicians who would be improved by being horses. At least horses don't plot treason.
Fair point. He was assassinated by his own bodyguards, the Praetorian Guard. They found his uncle Claudius hiding behind a curtain, trembling, and said, "Hey, you're the emperor now." Claudius actually did a great job, conquered Britain. But then his wife poisoned him with mushrooms so her son, Nero, could take over.
Nero. The artistic one. I hate artists. They don't form proper phalanxes.
He watched Rome burn in 64 AD while singing poetry about the fall of Troy, blamed the Christians, and used them as human torches for his garden parties. When the army finally revolted, he stabbed himself in the neck, crying, "What an artist dies in me."
You Romans lack standard dynastic stability. In Egypt, if a pharaoh is bad, we just wait for him to die and erase his name from the monuments. We don't burn our own capitals down for a better view.
Luckily, after Nero, we eventually stumbled into the 5 good emperors in the 2nd century AD. Nerva, Trajan, Hadrian, Antoninus Pius, and Marcus Aurelius. Trajan pushed the borders to their absolute maximum size. Hadrian built a giant wall across Britain just to keep the Scots out.
A wall? Why not just fight them?
Because it's cheaper to build a wall than to send legions into the Highlands to get stabbed by naked men painted blue, Leonidas. It's called logistics. Marcus Aurelius was a philosopher king who spent his nights writing Stoic philosophy while fighting Germanic tribes on the frozen Danube.
And let me guess, his son ruined it?
Commodus. Complete disaster. He thought he was Hercules, dressed in lion skins, and fought rigged matches in the Colosseum against disabled people and helpless animals. His inner circle eventually had a wrestler strangle him in his bath. That kicked off the 3rd century crisis. 50 years, Ramesses. 50 years where we had over 26 different emperors. Most of them lasted about 6 months before their own troops murdered them for prize money.
Good. Elimination of the weak.
No, Leonidas. It almost broke the empire. The economy collapsed. Barbarians crossed the borders. We only survived because a hard-nosed soldier named Diocletian took over in 284 AD. He looked at the map and said, "This thing is too big for one guy." So he split it into the Western Roman Empire and the Eastern Roman Empire.
2 Romes? That sounds like twice the ego and half the efficiency.
It kept the East alive, but the West was doomed. Then Constantine came along. He moved the entire capital to the east, to Byzantium, renaming it Constantinople. He also legalized Christianity after seeing a vision of a cross at the Battle of the Milvian Bridge in 312 AD.
Left Rome? Abandoned the home soil? Disgraceful.
Rome was undefendable by then. The Western Empire was broke, plagued by inflation, and plagued by Germanic migrations, Visigoths, Vandals, Huns. In 410 AD, the Goths sacked Rome. The city hadn't been breached in 800 years. Finally, in 476 AD, a Germanic chieftain named Odoacer kicked out the last Western emperor, a teenager ironically named Romulus Augustulus.
So the Wolf Children Empire died with a whimper.
The western half did. The eastern half, the Byzantine Empire, lasted for another 1,000 years until 1453. They still called themselves Romans, spoke Greek, and kept the laws alive.
1,000 years of Greeks calling themselves Romans? Absolute madness. But they fought well at the end?
The last emperor died fighting on the walls of Constantinople.
Respectable.
Well, Augustus, you lacked pyramids,